This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only run video. Today we're going to be just discussing Raid as a whole and things that maybe will help you guys out in your quest if you have just started. There are some things that have changed. Obviously, Polarium has been bought out. Yeah, they sold their stuff, so that's fun. And is it going to matter? I mean, honestly, as long as they don't start going in the wrong direction. I think it'll be exactly the same as it is now. I mean, hopefully they change some stuff for the better, but even if they just leave it alone and let it sit the way it is, there's ways that you can play this game and not really get too caught up in the things. Because the whole reason we started this channel is because we wanted to essentially just not worry about all the crap that gets thrown at us. I mean, we look at this stuff. I mean, look, right now we've got clan versus clan, so we've got to do things for this to get some points. All right, we don't want all this. We have tournaments right now. I mean, even right now, I think there's a few going. I think we just got out of the fusion, so there shouldn't be too many. But yeah, I mean, right now there's two of these going on. But look at this. There's all these tournaments that were going on over the last few days. Look at this: one, two, three, four, five, six, just because of the fusion and all the other stuff in the event, if you want to call it that. So yeah, and then there was events also which aren't going on right now. So there's a probability that there may be upwards of 8 things going on at once. And the whole reason those things are going on all at once is because they want you to spend. I mean, that's the name of the game. They want you to spend. They want you to have to run out of energy. They want you to try to complete everything. They want you to believe that you have to complete everything. Now, before we continue, like I said, we always go in here and look just so you guys can see. All right, just so you can kind of see what my life looks like. All right, let's close this. There you go. All right. So this game is a game of champions, essentially. All right. So most games, you're going to spend most of your time gear farming, and yes, you will do that in here too, because there is a randomness to gear farming. But the main thing of this game is heroes. Like they add new heroes every single month. Like they're just constantly adding new heroes because they want you to need those heroes. Now, the thing about this game that you need to understand is that a lot of the stuff in this game wasn't around in the beginning, right? None of it was around in the beginning, okay? We didn't have any of this stuff. So we didn't have, let's go through all of it, all right? We didn't have an altar of souls, all right? This didn't exist, all right? I've been playing for about almost 2.5 years now, and none of this existed. You couldn't get blessings. You couldn't awaken your heroes and get, more power and more attack. So you didn't have these things to beat things. We didn't have faction guardians. All right. This isn't something that was here the entire time. If you're just starting, you're looking at this and like, oh my God, there's a lot of stuff. Like this stuff wasn't here. Okay. So you didn't have to worry about faction guardians. You didn't get an extra 10% HP attack and defense and then extra speed and accuracy. You just had to do it with the heroes you had. So they've added things to this game that you don't need to do. Let's go into dungeons. And remember, this is for people that have just started. We're not talking about if you've been playing for a while. Obviously, you're going to be doing these things. Iron Twins. Iron Twins did not exist. This came out the same time as the Blessings, all right? None of this existed. So when you're playing the game for the first month, I actually, personally, this didn't exist for, I think, 6 months from the time that I started playing, which means I wasn't farming Iron Twins at all for the first 6 months, okay? That means that you can skip it for a little while. If it's too hard or you don't want to waste the energy on it, you can not do this for a little bit. It's okay. If you spend a month or two just building your first team and making sure that you're kind of ready to go, you want to do a little bit of gear farming just to get that extra piece that you're missing in a full set. There's things you can do to get through it. And you don't have to worry about this stuff. Then we've got all this other stuff over here. Sand Devil. This is the worst. This is literally one of the worst dungeons in the game. You don't need to do it for a while, all right? It doesn't need to happen, all right? You can, if you really want to, once again, if you want to get some ascensions because you're having trouble in an area, you can beat stage 1 very easy. You can literally come in here with almost any rares you want. Here, let's grab. I actually should have left him in there, Mr. Muckstalker, but just to kind of drive it home, let's just bring in the heroes that everyone's going to probably have. We'll just throw them in there. There you go. These guys, and we'll bring Diabolist in. All right, let's just start it and see. Continue. Sure. We're not even going to use a buff. We're just going to try to win. All right. Let's see how quickly he dies. Now, we only need to be able to get hit once. See? We got hit once. That's all that really matters. After that, it's just damage. You just got to whoop his butt. So if you really want to get some awakenings on your gear, that is something you can do. All you got to do is be able to take out that first hit, get that first hit through. If you can survive that, put a shield set on, whatever it is you want to do, get some defense up. Anything works. You can literally use almost any group of blue heroes in this first fight. And that'll give you 5 of these every single time. So that means you got to do it 6 times to get an awakening on your gear, but at least the availability is there. But you don't need to spend a lot of time in here, okay? Same thing with Shogun. It's the same exact thing. All right, we beat it completely. Let's see, this is all done, but you don't need to do this. All right, we have a lot of gear that is not awakened because even now, even 2.5 years in, the only time I really do it is when there's a quest that I need to do it for. So you don't have to worry about those things. The city, Cursed City, literally just came out. What was it? I think the beginning of this year or something. It was a little while ago. Time flies in this game. You honestly don't need to do this either. If you can't beat stuff in here, you don't need to worry about it. All right. The whole point is that you do things when you can. So if you can beat some of these on normal and get through and get a few goodies here in the first few weeks, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with coming in here and using your keys. It's free stuff. All right. Just come in here, get what you can, and leave. You're probably only going to have like 5 heroes, which means the restrictions in this game is going to be horrible. So like you can only use these 3 factions. So if you don't have these factions, you're pretty much done. Now we used here, we'll do filter just so you can kind of see like one fight. We're going to include Master Vault, so we have that. More than likely, you probably won't have him. You know, you probably won't have him. But yeah, you definitely have these guys. All right, you might have, let's see, who's someone in here that you may or may not have at this point. There's not many. You could have Graybeard if you farmed him. So that's somebody. Uh, she's somebody you can farm. So there's heroes in here that you can farm. And then there's her. So yeah, you could conceivably try to beat these things. Maybe not this fight specifically because it's a boss, but there's areas of this normal city that you can do with heroes that you can easily farm and get through. So if you're having trouble getting heroes, maybe your best bet is to just farm the stages and get the few heroes in here that are good. Templar is really good. Diabolus is really good. Spirit Host is good. Graybeard is good. These two I wouldn't say are the best, but they're not terrible. She's more for specific stuff, and this one is okay. She's okay. You could use her as an attack hero if you really need to. But yeah, you can get through these fights with minimal effort. All right, but I wouldn't focus on it. That's the whole point. I wouldn't sit here and say, "Oh, I need to spend a week leveling up a hero just to get through a city, an area in the city." You shouldn't be doing that. You should be focusing on your heroes. Now, if you go back in my videos, you can watch all the way back to day 40. You can literally see how much stuff I did in the time that you're at, which is the best part of why I kept them up there. It's bad that the sound quality is not that great because those are my first videos, but the thing with that is it's literally laid out for you. So if you're maybe like 2 or 3 months in and you're wondering what to do, you can literally go to my videos and go into the original videos and see where I was at 120 days and what I was working on and what I was focusing on. So you can check out lots of my videos in the time frame that you're in. I also have it separated out for after 270 days. So if you're past the first year, you've got all those heroes, you can start digging into that section. And now we're starting to do videos in the 3rd year, and you can see where I'm at in the 3rd year and what I've been focusing on and where I'm trying to move. Now, as far as tournaments and stuff go, we don't do any of that stuff. None of it's not really important. In the beginning, you may not even be able to beat any of these. Like you might not even be able to do it. And the thing is like some of these events, like let's just look at one, Spider Turn. All right. Now, I farm stage 10 just because it's easy, it's quick, and I don't have to sit there for like hours and hours and hours farming stage 20 or whatever it is that you're going to do. But look at this. If you wanted to complete this, like this is insane. 8,000 points to get a book. If you're just starting this game, you don't the average, so we're just doing an average. It could be different, but depending on the stage you're doing and how quickly you do it and all that. And if it's a turn attack, there's a lot of different things that can come into this, which this is a turn attack. But essentially, if you were to do this on stage 10 and just auto, you're essentially looking at 1 point per energy that you use. Okay? That's kind of about where a new player is going to sit. So that means you'd have to probably spend anywhere, and if we're being reasonable, somewhere between 5 and 8,000 energy here just to get a book. All right? Is that worth your energy? No, it is not, which is why I say don't do these things. Honestly, you can basically ignore the tournament tab and the event tab almost completely for the first 6 months. Like, I'm not saying don't look at it because you never know. Like, if there's a champion training event, maybe that's a good time for you to maybe just level a few heroes and get some of the beginning rewards. You might even get a rare book. You might get some. You will not might. You probably will get some gems. You'll get some gold. You get some energy. So there's definitely things, and you're getting those things for doing things that you're already doing. And that's kind of how I worked it honestly for the first year. And I would just try to get as much as I can from those things. And if it was something that was against what I was doing, I wouldn't really worry about it. Like if a spider tournament came up right now and I have a bunch of heroes that like maybe need some accessories, I might consider doing that event because then I get my accessories and I get the free stuff. So you need to look at this as free stuff for doing the things that you already do. Don't look at it as something you need to add on to your day in order to move forward. All right. Now, we spent most of our time, and I'm lazy. I don't play a lot. Like I do the minimum. All right. We don't try to do Ultra Nightmare because I can one key. You can see right here. This is why I don't do it. It took us 2 years to do this, but we can do it now. When you go into clan bosses, all right, we don't do Ultra Nightmare, but I'm not telling you not to, all right? But we don't, all right? I don't do it. Now, the reason I don't do it is because I don't summon. So we don't need the summons. Look at that. We get another void shard. um, but if you're like really summoning hard and you really are going for all the legendaries and you're going for fusions and all that stuff, yeah, you're gonna want to push into Ultra Nightmare. But if you don't care about that stuff, if you're not worried about the game-changing hero and you just want to get through content and level up heroes and have fun, Nightmare is more than enough. We can literally just come in here and boom, look at this. I don't need to do anything because we've already beaten Nightmare. I get shards, I get books. I actually get a reasonable amount of books from this, to be honest. Like, I actually think I already have enough to get my next legendary max if I ever get one again. Let's see. I think the next one is Urost. I think he's the next one. But yes, it's going to be weird. Sometimes you'll get 25, sometimes you'll get 40. It happens. So we're at 64 million of 2 keys. We just use it, and it's fine. Like that's it. We're done for the day. We don't need to worry about clan boss for the rest of the day. We make it so that the game doesn't rule our life. And that's it. If you want to fight on brutal and just auto it because that's where you're at, that's fine. I honestly think you should. If you can get the damage for Nightmare, that might be worth it because you will get some stuff. But let's look. Let's go look at our skills. So here we go. Upgrade skills. So look, we have 20 legendary books. We have one of these mythical books, whatever they are, and then we have 20 of these epic books. Most of that is literally just from doing the daily quests every day, doing the nightmare, the nightmare. But now I have enough for my next legendary. All right, I have enough to get them. Say, oh, we should probably do this. Now, let's go to upgrade level. No, we can't do any of that. Upgrade skills. It's not going to show. Even all of them that are max ascended aren't going to show. Let's look in here. So basically, all of these legendaries are booked. Every single one of these. We have 12 legendaries, all max booked skills. Look, done, done, done. They're all maxed. But it's because we focused on heroes. And this is something that I've been telling people for a long time. Make sure you focus your heroes, all right? Having one hero who's completely maxed, even if it's rare, like it doesn't even matter. Even if it's a rare hero, like Twinclaw, even if it's one of these guys, max one and then move on. And this is why the starting five video that I have up is so crucial to people who just started. I mean, you can farm Spirit Host in the campaign. All right, so you can get her max booked without even using one rare book. You can just get copies of her while leveling up food, and that's it. You've got War Maiden. You can level her up. All right, in stage 9. Spirit Host is stage 4. You can go in and just max out War Maiden early on. And like I said, people are commenting on some of the videos. It's not recent, it's been a while, but like some people will say things like, oh, it's not worth the investment. It's not worth it. It's like, yeah, it's not worth the investment for you if you've been playing for a while and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have leveled them. People don't seem to understand that these early game heroes are so good to get you through the early game, and they're still usable now. I have so many videos where War Maiden, Spirit Host, Valerie you just saw is on my clan boss team that beats Nightmare. All right, so these heroes can be used, and if you build them correctly, or even just kind of correctly, so that they work. All right, get them at least to the point where they can do the thing they need to do. You can get through most of this content. Kale, you can use your books on and max him immediately in the first few days, to be honest, if you're doing missions. If you're just solely focused on missions, you can max out Kale almost immediately. I've seen people max him to 60 in a day or two. It does happen, but you got to be crazy for that. And then you've also got heroes like Diabolist. All right, you can max her out. She's in stage 12. You can get all of her skill books, and there you go. You've got a full team of heroes, and you only had to book one. All right, so you're going to have Spirit Host, you're going to have War Maiden, you're going to have Valerie, you're going to have Diabolist, and you'll have Kale. So right off the cuff, you're going to have a full team that has all of their skills. If you're following my guide, you would have gotten all your masteries on Kale because you would have bought them with the first 800 gems, and you get that for beating, I think, the first area. I think you get enough to beat it after you beat normal. I think you have to get into hard, I think, and then a couple more, and that should be enough to get you the gems to max out his masteries. So if you're focused on leveling him, you'll have a full maxed out Kale at maybe like somewhere between 10 and 20,000 power in the first week. Like, and that's the best thing you can do because he can help you in clan boss. He can help you in dragon. He can help you in dungeons. He can help you beat missions. Like these things get you to the point where you can focus on the stuff you want. All right. So these heroes are stepping stones. All right. Same thing with someone like Soul Bond. All right. She was my #1 hero for the first year because she has turn meter drop, she has an AoE on her A1, and she hits like a truck, so she's great for arena. She got me through. All right. Now I barely use her. All right. Does that mean that it was a waste to build her? No, because it got me to the point that gets me my new hero. So now in the arena, when I'm messing around and trying to kill people in one shot, I use someone like Bloodfeather. All right. Because she's way better. We got her from the fusion. She hits really hard. She has speed down, so she's good for Iron Twins. Like there's upgrades to every hero. So now we've upgraded to her. And we didn't summon anything. Like we don't summon anything. All right. We don't do anything. The only summons that we ever do outside of mystery shards are the prism shards. And that's because we have to pull them. Like it's a guaranteed and you have to pull them. So when we get them, we have to do it. So when we look at our vault, see, like these are all heroes that you can have if you're playing. Like I've been playing, like I said, for almost 2.5 years. I would be able to use all of these heroes if I wasn't limiting myself. All right, see all this. Look at this. We have the what is this lady? The bow hunter. We've got ninja. We've got all these heroes that you will have eventually. Maybe not necessarily these specific ones, but you'll have a bunch in your vault that you can build and kind of work with. These are all heroes that you basically get from fusions. I mean, we've got almost 40 heroes in here that I don't use and can't use. They're all level 1. We just put their awakenings on them so that we got them out of our inventory. If we ever decide to change over and use them, then we can use them. But that's why I'm keeping them here. It's not because I'm like, oh, look, it's because I want you to see that over time, you will get heroes. You will get the ones you need, and all of them will help you. All right. And the other thing you need to understand too is that if you're doing this challenge in a sense that you don't care about the summons, like you're going to summon them anyway. Look at this. All right. We have over 1,000 ancient shards. That means at minimum, all right, if you're not focused on this challenge, it means at minimum we would have 1,029 3-star chickens. Do you know how many heroes I can get to level 60 with that? And that's if none of them are epics, if none of them are legendaries. And if you're going to do this challenge and you just want to focus on mystery shards and not use ancient shards, but you want to use them for food, because like I said, you're not making videos. It's not like you have to show somebody that you're not lying. All right, I keep these shards specifically so that I can show you guys that I am getting more shards every week and I'm not summoning them. So that's why they're here. Okay, so that's 1,000 3-star chickens. All right, right here, same thing. That's another 220. So we have about 1,250 3-star chickens that we could have used had we been summoning these. All right, same thing here, primal shards, more of that. Here, this is literally 70 heroes that are 4-star that we could conceivably use for chickens. All right, that's a lot of 6-stars. All right, that's a lot of heroes you could just feed these to if you're not as stringent in your rules or worrying about whether or not somebody thinks you're lying. um, you could use all of these shards and just use them as food if you want, if you're going to do the mystery shard challenge, but you want to build up your heroes quicker. That's an option. All right. The whole point of this whole channel is that we are limiting ourselves to only mystery shards and to only heroes that everyone gets, because what that does is it shows you we can beat things. And I've shown this in many videos, but we'll just do a quick walkthrough. I'm not going to go nuts with it, but dungeons. We've completed every single Iron Twins. Look at that, 15 done. All right. We've completed every single one of these. Do I need to show you every single one? No, I'm just going to show you this one. But there you go, level 20. They were beat a long time ago. Minotaur, obviously, we farmed 15. It's all done. Ice Golem, we are working in hard mode. Hard mode. So we're basically down to 8, 9, and 10, and it's just because we haven't really focused on it. So we could beat this probably in the next week if I really wanted to. I would just change some gear and get some heroes in, and we could do it. Spider's Den. Guess what? Oops, I got stuck. Hard mode, completely done. We finished it. We beat it. It's awesome. Dragon, same thing. Hard mode, completely beat it. All right, done. Don't need to worry about it. Fire Knight, we are in hard mode. This is the one dungeon that we're having a little trouble with, and honestly, I haven't focused on it because having freeze heroes when we're not summoning is a little bit rough. We have a few heroes that we are using that I'm working on to try to fix, and funny enough, some of them are really dumb. Like there's a that one guy, I forgot his name. He's the barbarian guy that hits 3 times. He's got a freeze, and we use him. He's a rare, but you know what? He got us through stage 2. I think we here we go. Look at that. That wasn't the team we used. We were using regular Fire Knight. But either way, Phantom Shogun, completely done. Stage 25. And this one I have a video of. We only use Mithrala and a bunch of rares. That was it. All right, Spirit Host. I think we use, who do you use? A couple other ones that were just all rares, just because they had high blessings. That was it. Thurgist, like I said, really weird heroes, and we were able to beat it. Sand Devil is one of the ones that we're not really worried about. We're on stage 15. We can at least farm to get our potions here. We would like to get to 17 so we can farm the last one so I can start awakening stuff to the max, but it's not important because I don't have perfect gear yet. Once I have perfect gear, yeah, I'll worry about getting to the 3rd stage. Otherwise, it's a waste of energy. You're better off just if you have bad gear and you're awakening it, essentially what you're doing is you're polishing a turd, right, is what you're doing. You could probably just farm gear and get better rolls on stats, and that would increase your power and make your hero better than trying to waste your energy here. So you're better off doing gear runs before you start doing this. If you have like the perfect hero, the perfect set, yeah, go ahead. Spend a day, go in here, farm it, and then level up your hero. But otherwise, there's no reason to be doing this, okay? So yeah, we've been doing things. We've got faction wars. Look at this. We're at 866. We're almost getting there. We only have 2 faction crypts that are low, and that's because we don't have all level 60s in that specific faction yet, which we actually just did in the last video, so we'll be doing that. Eventually, we're going to get Lydia, and we didn't really do much, right? As far as arena, we stay in 4 and 5. Depends on when it resets, but we basically stay between 4 and 5. I usually am in 5, actually almost every single time, unless I'm busy. I'm in 5 every single time it resets. We need to worry about that. Tag team, we don't do. We just leave our defenses garbage. We don't care. We just stay in the low end and use it for farming and getting coins, and that's it. We don't really ever do it. This we don't even talk about. Clan boss, like I said, we basically just do Hydra 1 normal, and we got Mithrala from doing the first area. We get our box here in the first area, and that's it. We don't care. Does it matter if I beat hard, brutal, and nightmare? No, it doesn't really do much for me. I don't need anything from it. If you're interested in doing it, feel free. If you've been summoning good heroes and you got some good Hydra heroes, there's no reason to not do it. But we don't do it. All right, it's not necessary. That's the whole point. Not necessary. Doom Tower. We've completed every single rotation of normal. We do. I think the highest we've gotten in hard mode is, I believe, I want to say past floor 60, but once again, it's something that I just kind of don't focus on. I get tired of it and I just don't do it. So if I'm having a good day, I'll go in and mess with it. And if I'm feeling it and I'm really pushing forward, yeah, I'll go in there and do it. Siege, we don't even do, so there's nothing to talk about there. It's a garbage thing. But yeah, we're able to do things. Campaign is why do I even need to show that we completed it? Completely done Nightmare. Like we don't need to worry about that either. We did it. We have videos on each one of those as well. But yeah, you don't need these things. And the other thing is that my gear is trash. All right. Like I do not farm gear almost ever. The only time I farm gear is when there is a fusion that we're trying to get the rare and the epic to vault. So like we'll just get them. I'll do that on most fusions. I won't go for the legendary. I'll just get 5 copies of whatever it is. I'll fuse the epic, throw it in the vault, and then I'll take the rare, throw it in the vault. All right. If it's a rare that I can use because he's not void, I keep them and I build them and I use them. So we do that once in a while. I think I've skipped like maybe 2 or 3 of them in the last year. Like I was just like, I don't really feel like doing it, and I didn't really care about the heroes so much. So I was like, I'll end up summoning them eventually. So I was like, forget it, we'll just get rid of them. But yeah, I will get those heroes. But other than that, my gear is trash. That's the only time I do it is to get points. But if you look at this, I mean, look at this. Most of my heroes aren't going to be anything ridiculous. Like you're not going to see gear. Look at this. She still has a 4-star glove. All right, a 4-star crit rate glove. All right, that's Visix. Arbiter has been in this set since the beginning of the game. Let's see. Let's just look at some stuff. Syl is still wearing the first Relentless set that I got when I first got Syl 6 months into the game. All right, that's how much I farm gear. All right, and Syl is still awesome and gets me through tons of content. Look at her speed. This is gonna make you guys angry. That's how bad it is. Look at this. Look how bad her speed is. All right, we have not updated her once. Her speed is 178 with a crit rate of 65. Garbage. All right, but you know why she works? I'll tell you why she works for me. Because we have her in Relentless, so she attacks multiple times, and we have her accuracy high enough where she will get her stuns off. She will get her Turn meter drops. Her accuracy is all I care about, and her staying alive. That's it. That's all I care about. So she works for what she's meant to work for. However, yes, if I wanted to upgrade her, I would probably obviously get her stats up. I would get her defense up a little higher, and I would get her speed probably to 250, 300 if I was really trying to make a good sill. But we haven't found a good set for her yet. And it's honestly not a focus because changing her gear isn't going to improve the areas that I'm trying to beat. And that's one thing that people need to understand is that if you've beaten something with a hero and you have a shite build on her, if you've already beaten the thing you need that hero for, don't waste time rebuilding them. If the hero works, there's no reason to go back and change it. All right. There's literally zero reason. Just go on to the next thing that's going to help you win. And that's kind of how it is. Same thing with, what is his name? Jizzo. Jizzo's a good example here. Um, so Jizzo was 50,000 power for probably 2 years of my account. All right, literally, I think we just started working on hard mode Doom Tower, like actually trying to win. And Jizzo we use for Scarab King. He wins every time. We basically throw a bunch of damage dealers in, they all die, and then Jizzo kills them. And we couldn't do it on the second stage. We were able to beat hard mode with the way Jizzo was built originally. So what did we do? We upgraded him. So he got a little bit of a makeover. We got him to 60,000 power. He's got more defense. He's got a lot more speed. He's got more HP. All right, we built him up a little better. So now, and yeah, look at this. See, most people would use him with high accuracy. Mine has 93. We were more concerned with resistance because the only thing we use him for is Scarab King. All right, there's no reason for accuracy. We're not provoking the Scarab King, so we don't use it for that. So he needs resistance to block the poisons and the provokes and all that stuff. And to be honest, his resistance is still low. I think if we can get it over 300, I think that'll be good. And if we can get his defense maybe around 4,500, I think we can actually get through the final rounds of Doom Tower with Scarab King because he pretty much wins every time now on the second round in hard mode. So that's a reason to rebuild someone. So we rebuilt him. All right. But yeah, he was the same way for 2 years until I actually got to content where I needed to change him. So don't get too riled up in upgrading every single hero and making everyone good and fixing them all. Like, fix the ones that you need, and that's it. I mean, we just built Says. He's kind of cool. He's new. I think recently, like, the ones we upgraded the most would probably be Apothecary. Uh, he has the highest speed on my account as of right now. He's at what, 296. So we've been slowly upgrading him. We've been slowly upgrading Spirit Host. We got her into this gear. I think this was the newest update that we got. But as you can see, nothing here is awakened. I haven't done any of it. You know why? Because I don't need to right now. It wasn't necessary. I can beat everything that I need to beat with Spirit Host just fine. All right, we were able to beat Bommel in the city, which I actually have a short on. If you want to go look at my shorts, I actually have a video where Spirit Host kills Bommel by herself. Everyone died, and she killed Bommel just by herself because she can heal. She's in bolster set. Gear, matching your gear to the right hero will do more for you than anything. All right. Having a bolster on her is insane because it heals her every single round. All right. Her A1 heals her by 50%. You know what I mean? It's like you're just constantly stacking on HP. And she has the worst crit rate ever. Look at these stats. They're terrible. Outside of her speed being 250, because that was what mattered. We wanted to go fast and we wanted to get her attack up so my Nuger can crush someone. That's all we care about with her in the beginning. So yeah, her crit rate's trash. I don't care. All right. She doesn't even need accuracy. That's the funny part. It's just there because it's on the gear. So we could easily just remove every piece of gear that has accuracy, push that into either crit or into defense or into attack. Probably I would do attack just because it makes her heal more and get her some more HP. That's it. She would pretty much never die. And honestly, I might even consider using her for Bommel in Doom Tower if we did a perfect build on her. So yeah, there's things you can do to make your heroes better. Don't think you have to sit and use only the heroes that everyone says works. All right. Here's the thing. Most of these rares have every single one of these rares has a skill you can use. All right. They're all good. Almost without exception. except for Aethel. Yeah. I like to crap on her. But everybody in here has something that can help you get through it. And if they're not the right hero, eventually you'll find the right hero. Petrifia. I've shown her in so many videos. She is so good. Like, literally ridiculous. Look at this skill. All right. She attacks all enemies. All right. The first hit has a 75% chance of decreasing attack. And then the second hit has a chance of placing poison. So you're poisoning them and dropping their attack. All right. She can drop poison sensitivity, and she can do decreased defense, 60%. All right, and she has more poison sensitivity and poisons. She's like a crack dealer for poison. All right, she can destroy bosses. All right, dragon. She can destroy the Iron Twins. She can destroy a lot of bosses, and she can help you get through Spider if you want. You can use her there too. It drops attack, drops defense. There you go. Dead Spider. All you need is some turn meter people and a tank, and you're good to go. We have her in lifesteal, so she keeps herself alive, and that's it. We use her for what we use her for, and then we move on. All right. So basically, what this whole video is essentially telling you is that if you're worried about, if you think Raid is a bad game, it's because you're playing it in a way that makes it a bad game. All right. This is the only game I can think of, honestly, on mobile that is an actual MMO gotcha game. Most of these other games, I wouldn't even call them an MMO, all right? They're just gotcha games. That's what I call them because you're just going to kind of get heroes. You're going to pull a bunch. You're going to have every hero that you need or a bunch of legendaries, and that's the heroes that you get through. You beat the campaign, you beat whatever dungeons, and then you just kind of stagnate and level up heroes because you're bored, all right? This game wants you to get heroes, all right? It expects you to get heroes, all right? You need to get them, so you need to level them. That's it. But everything takes a long time to get. It's a marathon game. That's how it works. So if you just want to relax and play, this game is not even probably, it is my favorite game. I mean, I can't say any other game is my favorite right now because I play this every day and I don't get bored of it. I enjoy coming in and leveling my new heroes. All right, even though they're rares, I don't even care. Even if they're uncommon, I enjoy going through and leveling those heroes and having fun. I enjoy not having to come in here and play a tournament that I don't want to do. I don't want to put this on auto for 6 hours. I want to be able to just kind of hang out and level my heroes and play around. Go into a dungeon that I want to maybe work on. These events and all these other things, these fusions, especially in the first year, all of it is mostly just a distraction to stop you from leveling your heroes and to make you spend money because you run out of energy. All right, that's all it's for. It doesn't mean you can't play and get every fusion. It doesn't mean that you can't get everything free to play. There's obviously people that are out here that probably spend way more time in game than I would ever even think about playing. I'm not going to play this game for 8 or 9 hours a day just to get a fusion. Like, I'm sorry. I have things I need to do. All right. And even if that thing is going and making a sandwich, it's more important than wasting my time in this game. So I want to play games and have fun. So that's the whole point of this. All right. If you want to do the same, then feel free, leave a comment, let everyone know how you feel about it. This is my favorite way to play Raid. I'm telling you, it's just so easy. We only do mystery shards. We only use heroes that everyone gets. We never worry about anything. I don't care if I die in the arena. I don't care if I can't beat a boss today. You know what? We'll find the hero that can do it. And that's how that works. I mean, we beat hard mode Spider the final 3 fights, I think, once we got Eric's. It happened. You know what I mean? And I didn't even try. We basically just got Eric's, and then I think literally the next day we did the live stream and we had Eric's. We were messing around with it. I couldn't beat it, and as soon as the live stream ended, I messed around with it again and we won. So there you go. One hero just got thrown at us that was free that I never had to worry about summoning. And there you go, hard mode down. All right, so yeah, like I said, leave a comment. Let me know how you guys feel. It's fine if you don't agree with me. I don't expect everyone to agree with me. This is mainly for people who are just tired of making Raid a job, because it's not. And you can easily beat things if you just want to relax and play. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about this video and this channel. You can come in and check out all my awesome videos on heroes and rare heroes and uncommon things and really stupid stuff that I do. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys join us. So this is the video about Raid Shadow Legends and all the fun things you can do to make your life easier and not make Raid a job. All right, so this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.